All right, so let's talk about the hardest of all questions. What's your weaknesses?
Ooh, that is the trickiest question. What are your weaknesses? So everyone will take a moment and like think about all their weaknesses, and the more egotistical ones of us are actually thinking, I have no weaknesses, which just shows it shows a level of arrogance and perhaps a little there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, I feel like. And I think I've heard people say I have no weaknesses. That is not the right answer. And then I've heard people spill out their guts pretending that their interviewer is their therapist and actually talking about their weaknesses. That is also not the way to go. Your interviewer is not your therapist. He is not there to talk about the fact that you are always late or,
Yeah,
uh, the fact that you just don't find joy in things and are actually depressed. These are not okay things to talk about. You want to come up with a weakness that can actually be viewed as a strength. You want to come up with something like, obviously, you have to be truthful. So that's the most important thing throughout the interview. You're not making anything up, you're just selecting what information to share.
right.
So, like your personal weakness, I feel like from everything we've talked about is you take on too much on your plate. You don't really say no as much, right? You want to take that
Right.
$5,000 project and do the DAT and apply to dental schools. That's a great weakness to have. That shows you're driven and ambitious. That's a great weakness to talk about. But the most important thing is if you can't come up with a weakness that doubles as a strength, then talk about what you're doing to overcome it in the same breath. So you can admit to pretty bad things also, as long as you're saying, and this is what I'm doing to overcome them. So I take too much on my plate, for example, is a great one. Let's see. Something about I am too helpful to my friends and sometimes don't prioritize myself as much. However, I have since joined the gym and made it a priority to go there. And I always wake up an hour earlier to take an hour to meditate. And this is what I'm doing to overcome the fact that I'm so socially overwhelmed all the time. That's a great way to answer that question. So you like touch upon the weakness and then really delve into what you're doing to improve. So
Right.
that again creates a positive impression of the whole thing.
And they would like to see that you're improving. They don't like to see. They don't like to hear things such as character flaws. Or things that you do that are negative, like, such as I'm drug addict or something. They want to hear something that maybe true for human being, universally true for human being, and a lot of people are bad at them. But you're doing something actively to figure it out and help make yourself better. Because at the end of the
Exactly.
day, you're going to graduate school because you want to improve yourself, you want to improve your skills, and you want to connect with people. So
Exactly.
I think that's a great response, Mariam. Thanks.